Hello everyone, and it's time to do another audio video for once. Yeah, I'm kind of not in the mood for setting up the camera and trying to film my response while reading this article. So, people, sit back, relax, and listen while you're doing your things, and I'll begin. Today's article of choice is about sex robots and how they're harmful to women and society, even though we have only a working prototype and they're not really open to the public as such at the moment. And this article is from RT, question more. And the title is Ban Sex Robots, says leading ethicist. Yeah, ethicist, right, of course. Anyone that espouses feminist bullshit is a great ethicist, aren't they? Yeah. Anyway, let's continue. A leading robot ethicist has launched a campaign calling for a ban on the development of sex robots. Dr. Kathleen Richardson, a robotics expert at De Montfort University in Leicester, England. Leicester, not Leicester, okay? Get it right, Americans. Warns that sex robots could contribute to the systemic dehumanization of women and children. Of course. A sex robot designed to replicate a human will dehumanize people. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Let's see what she has to say. And she says here, sex robots seem to be a growing focus in the robotics industry, and the models that they draw on, how they will look, what roles they would play, are very disturbing indeed, she told the BBC. Why? What's the matter? Are you afraid that men are just, fed up with women and want to have sex with a robot because it's safer, easier to handle, less likelihood of being accused of false rape, etc., etc.? Why, are you jealous of a robot? Richardson explained that her campaign against sex robots is not anti-sex, but rather anti-exploitation. Of course, it's always against the exploitation of, somebody. I mean, I don't know what children have to do with sex robots that are very clearly meant to depict a adult woman, but never mind. I mean, it's totally not anti-sex. It's totally not trying to tell men how they should have their sex lives. I mean, it's totally anti-exploitation. I mean, how exactly does building a representation of a woman exploit women? I mean, it's a robot without any feelings. It's a programmed AI. But okay, well, let's just carry on, people. Technology is not neutral. It's informed by class, race, and gender. Oh boy, so already we have the identity politics bullshit. Technology apparently is not neutral. It is informed by class, race, and gender. How exactly does an iPhone inform me of class, race, and gender? How exactly has it been informed by class, race, and gender? How is a phone like that? Which is robotics. It has an AI of sort. It's got computery type stuff in it. How does my computer been informed by race, gender, and class exactly? Class has no bearing on technology. Technology is developed for the benefit of all mankind. All mankind. But of course, to identity politics, we have to be divided. So technology is a bad thing when it's used for something as basic as sex. And sex is a bad thing anyway to feminists. So let's continue. Political power informs the development of technology, she told the Washington Post. That's why we can do something about it. These robots will contribute to more sexual exploitation. So, apparently political power informs the development of technology. Well, how come a lot of the milestones that have been going on recently have not been through government-owned businesses like NASA, but things like Tesla Motors by Elon Musk, who is mentioned in this article? He's a private businessman. Virgin, the company, Virgin, have been trying to create a commercial space line. Like, I think Elon Musk has done that too. So it's actually kind of not the case. It's not political power, but private financial power. And that's pretty much always been the case. It's always been people who have worked for businesses and companies who have discovered, I don't know, a chemical or a way to make things like, proper motor car, which is basically a continuation of things that we had been making previously. The first things we can call a car were steam-powered, coal-powered, massive machines. And really, it just was a step from the steam train as well, which was also created by probably private individuals. I'm not so sure. This isn't, by the way, a call for private things is good. No, you know me. I'm not in favour of privatisation. But I'm just saying, these are probably examples that have been made by people who just went off and made their own things, not necessarily the government. So she's wrong there. Political power does not inform the development of technology. It doesn't. They've all been created by different things. Obviously, rocket power that we know today was made by the German government to fight the Allies. The V2 rocket. Everything that we now have has been based entirely on that device, that bomb. So that's an example there of political power informing the development of technology. But that's not a bad thing. If anything, they just give people the means and the funding to do so. It's not an ulterior motive to exploit people. Apart from the V2, which is an ulterior motive to kill people. But, oh well. Let's carry on. I still don't understand exactly how these robots will contribute to sexual exploitation, because they're not real. These robots are not people, they're robots. Who's being exploited here, the technology or a person? If men are having sex with women, women aren't being sexually exploited, are they? Because the men have something that they can put their own attention to. A rapist will not be raping women, and hopefully, potentially, someone who could end up being a sex trader will just trade robots illegally instead. How's that exploiting women? How's that an exploitation of women exactly? If anything, it's men abandoning women, and maybe that's why she's so scared. But let's read the article anyway. It's a new and emerging technology, but let's nip in the bud. Is that meant to be a joke? The industry certainly appears to be picking up steam. The sex doll company True Companion launched Roxy, the world's first sex robot, several years ago. However, anxieties over AI's potential dangers are not uncommon. Even among industry bigwigs, just this spring, Tesla Motors CEO Elon Musk wrote of the risk of something seriously dangerous is happening in a 5-year time frame, 10 years at most. Theoretical physicist and cosmologist Stephen Hawking warned the development of full artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race in an interview with the BBC last December. Now, those two paragraphs had nothing to do with the story at hand. I really don't understand why the author put that in there. These robots will have a rudimentary AI that most computers and mobile phones and robots that work in factories have. It's rudimentary. It's just an AI that replicates a person talking and what you would get from sex. I don't even know how it works. You stick your dick in the hole that they've created. What does it feel like? Is it just cold metal, which is dangerous? Or have they actually replicated something that feels like a vagina? Interesting there. But I'm getting off topic. This woman seems to be trying to say that people are trying to, make women like robots, like dehumanizing these women, when really we're humanizing the robots, because these men don't have sex with actual women. They can't get sex with actual women, or they don't want sex with actual women for whatever reason. So they get us a robot to compensate, or to fill a gap, until they find someone. That's what I've got from here, and she's obviously a feminist, intersectionalist. So anything remotely sexual that favours men is going to be a bad thing, because, prejudice plus power, informed by class, race and gender, and apparently this is a bad thing. This isn't a bad thing, because I remember years ago when I was growing up, and I reached my teens, and, I think IVF was becoming popular. It had developed to such an extent that we could, have test tube babies of sorts. And men were donating to sperm banks, and feminists who were, gloating, saying, we don't need men anymore, we're now strong, independent women. If we want a baby, we can just go ahead and go to the doctor and say, I would like a baby, give me an artificial insemination from a sperm bank or IVF. I don't want a dad. The dad doesn't have to, be inclusive to any of this family stuff. I want a kid to call my own. And people were saying, men aren't needed anymore. Men are going to be extinct. And all of a sudden, the roles are reversed with sex robots. With men saying, if you don't want us, you're not going to get us. I'm going to be perfectly happy with Scylla, my sex robot. Thank you very much. All of a sudden, holy shit, this is a problem. This is dehumanizing women. This is going to exploit women, even though women aren't being exploited. Women are being left alone. It's because they don't want to feel useless. They want men to feel like they need women. These hardcore intersectionalist feminists. It's all about control. It's not about women, it's about men. It's about how men are in society, and it's about power and control. They want to control men. They want men to do what they want them to do, not men doing what they want to do. This is like the most MGTOW technology ever devised, and they're scared of it. They're scared because it downplays power in sexual politics. It actually frees men, in a way, and that's what they don't want. So anyway, I could carry on talking about this bullshit, but I'm not. This has been ChattyMan93. Like and share the video, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, have sex with a robot.